Welcome to Whitespace, DCD's weekly look at news from the data centre industry with me, Peter Judge, Max Smolax, Sebastian Moss, and introducing Tanwen Dawn-Hiscox. Okay, we could start with liquid cooling. You know, liquid cooling, nothing happens for a year, and then suddenly you get 3 announcements all at once. Asetek and Iceotope, we know. Iceotope are based in the UK. They have blade modules with a dielectric in them and a water circulating system to take the heat away. Asetek has a system that circulates coolant directly to the chips. They're based in Norway. Now, they've both had announcements this week, and what were they?
Yeah. Asetek have announced a new mystery partner to be announced soon, and Iceotope have announced a non-mystery partner, 2VM, which is a British design and build data center company.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exciting.
So the Iceotope technology we'll see in data centers built by 2VM in the future, and Asetek, we have yet to find out. It seems like from what they're saying, a large player of some description is going to have equipment made by Asetek in its order book. Maybe. We're not too sure what's going on there. So, speed dating in the cooling world. But we also met a new one to us, Asperitas. You looked into that one, Sebastian. They're different from circulating the coolant around, aren't they?
Yeah, it's convection, essentially. Just lets it, heat will rise, pushes the liquid up, and moves it around.
And the whole electronics sits in a big bath that sort of, looks like I don't know, a chip fryer or something.
Yeah, it's a fancy deep fat fryer.
It's very cold.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's not cold, surely. But, and yeah.
Mineral oil, right?
Mineral oil.
Because they sort of like Novak and solutions like that, like specifically formulated stuff is too expensive if you're just going to have like full baths. So yeah.
It's essentially Vaseline, but
literally they say that it's the same stuff as Vaseline, but it's slightly different formulation, so it's liquid at the right temperature.
Well lubricated, yeah.
Vaseline cooled data centers would be.
Yeah. If it smooths the path of liquid cooling into the industry, we like it.
Iceotope, one of their previous investors included Schneider Electric, so I visited them last week in their data center labs in St. Louis, and there was a lot of excitement for Iceotope, and they're sort of like, they love these guys, so Schneider thinks like this is definitely going to work, even though customers are not really jumping into it, like there've been a couple of universities for it, and so but commercial use cases are still so few and far between.
I've been covering something that's less cool, less smooth, scarier insofar as our lawyers would probably prefer I don't say any words on it because I speak too much. But so 2 years ago, Blade Room said, "Hey Facebook, you stole our designs and you put them in the Open Compute project on the internet."
That's right. Facebook have a data center in Luleå in Sweden, which is put together with a sort of flat pack prefabricated system that's
built with Emerson Network Power. And Facebook together. Blade Room alleges that both companies took their designs. Facebook, of course, denies it. Facebook tried to get the lawsuit thrown out. So the latest step is that it's not being thrown out. So the attempts to dismiss the case have failed. That doesn't mean if it's real or not, we don't know, but it means that it will go to a proper court. We've covered the kind of timeline. It is fascinating. There is a lot of meetings that have happened. There was a lot that is alleged, a lot that is denied. It's definitely something to watch.
Yeah, and it's going to be a tremendously tricky one to evaluate because there are no patents involved here.
Yeah,
it's trade secrets. Rather than patent it and show what they'd got, Blade Room had kept it as a trade secret, for which the rules are slightly different.
But then had meetings with Facebook and Amazon where they told them those trade secrets, and now
so they say
regret it. So they say.
Right. Yes, it's probably not going to move all that quickly.
No, but DCD will be covering every step until the bitter end.
Okay.
Google this week has become the latest major cloud provider to introduce GPUs as a service, so basically to attach GPUs to its virtual machines. This is interesting because Google has been generally pioneering things like deep learning and machine learning, and they have frameworks for it, and they've been doing a lot of work to just bring it into the popular consciousness, as it was. But it turns out that SoftLayer, IBM's cloud, had the same GPUs since 2015. And Microsoft has done it already, AWS has done it already, so they're literally last in line. Even Alibaba has some GPUs in the cloud, but these are not Nvidia GPUs, that's sort of like the type everybody else seems to be using. They're actually AMD GPUs, which makes it interesting.
Well, the fascinating part of that is I was at an AMD event, can't again talk about much of it yet, but I was there. They had a big sign up saying, "Look, we're going to be on Google Cloud." Just as I was looking at that, my phone buzzes and it was this being announced. So, Google's going to hedge their bets and try both. I think, see which one people prefer. AMD, of course, are trying to make more of a dent in the data center, and we will be looking at that. We had a nice half-an-hour talk with the head of their attempts to get into the data center market. That will come out next month when my mouth can be unsealed. They're very aware that their market share in the CPU space in servers is Raj, and they have some. They're going to make attempts to at least get 1% or 2% into the market, and we'll go into that next month.
As for myself, I had a little look at the Netherlands and how their co-location data centers are doing. So there was a study published by the Dutch Data Center Association, which they did in collaboration with PV7 Research, which is an independent research agency, and they found that co-location centers had a €1 billion, so a little bit over $1 billion effect on the GDP in 2016, the Dutch GDP. They had a look at different aspects, so the kind of direct revenue from data centers, so just the core business, the indirect factors such as construction and cooling and things that we were talking about beforehand, and also the induced effects, so the rare employees that work for data centers and the money that they're then spending back in that business. So that's quite a lot of money, but it would also appear that it doesn't actually give a good idea of how much of an impact co-location data centers have on the Dutch economy, seeing as the internet infrastructure actually accounted for about 7.7% of the entire Dutch GDP last year. So that would be including other aspects of the internet economy, including businesses that use digital products and services. So yeah, they're doing quite well on the data center front.
Okay, and DCD is going to Amsterdam in June for our Smart Power event, where you'll be able to talk to many of the companies we've already mentioned today, and many more. It's particularly about smart power, both kind of inside the data centre and in the data centre's interaction with the wider economy.
And because there was another research from CBRE as well, and it's basically Amsterdam is now adding more sort of like leased colocation space than any city in the world. So it's sort of like it went past London a couple of years ago, and now it's getting really huge. I think record breaking, something like 54 megawatts they leased last year.
So to clarify that, London is still the biggest co-location
by total number,
but
Amsterdam is growing faster.
But to end, I have two funny stories. So, one, I also went to a Huawei event and asked them. There were 5 executives, senior executives, and there's an upcoming Chinese law that's going through the process at the moment that will essentially see a lot of restrictions placed on foreign companies, handing over intellectual property, having to go through various security reviews. Huawei will also have to do it, but they already kind of go through a lot of that. I asked them about it. None of them had heard of it. I was like, what law is this? No, we can't comment. No, never heard of it, which is surprising. And then the other funny story is, have you heard what Mark Hurd has said?
Tell us what Mark Hurd said.
So Oracle's co-CEO has called Amazon Web Services old and proprietary.
Mm-hmm. He specifically said their technology is old.
Yeah, the technology.
I mean, actually, how does he even know what technology they use? They keep very quiet about it.
It's sort of like mutually exclusive, right? You're either your technology is old or you're proprietary. Nobody knows what's going on.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, parallels could be drawn. I will not draw those because they also have layers. Yeah, that's one to keep you warm at night and
Yes.
ponder.
Yeah. I mean, it has to be said that Oracle has got a cloud and it is doing better in the cloud than people expected it to do.
That's not saying that much.
Yeah, and so it's a significant player. So there may be some reason he's saying what he's saying.
It still is a pot shouting at a kettle that's newer and nicer kettle.
Exactly. And finally, we're really excited to tell you that the newest issue of DCD is out, the February-March issue, and here it is. Yes, full of stuff about power, microscale, web scale, and all the rest of it. And with a supplement on power.
Yes, where we go in depth into sort of like power chips and PTU inner workings and lithium-ion batteries. So
yes, good stuff. Right, so get the magazine, see you on the website, see you next week on White Space.
Bye.